Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. Today I read an article on The Root about Cam Newton. Cam Newton is a quarterback for the Carolina Panthers, and he was asked about Colin Kaepernick. And we all know that Colin Kaepernick has started a demonstration where he's not standing during the national anthem. He's not standing because he's expressing his opposition to police brutality. So Cam Newton is asked about this. And instead of taking a position like a man should do, one way or the other, either you're for something or you're against it. It's just that simple. Instead of taking a position on the issue, this guy tries to tap dance around the issue, just like Bojangles or some other kind of tap dancing minstrel. That's what this guy does. He taps dances around the issue. He says, who am I to say that it is wrong? Who am I to say that it's right? And then he goes on to talk about how it's a personal decision. And then he goes on to talk about how underneath our skin, we're all the same color, we're all the same. And he says that people need to treat each other right, regardless of race. And then he talks about how people have the right to think what they want to think. Now, I just want to do a brief response to this. Because, first of all, his statement is wishy-washy, it's weak. And it's just an expression of cowardice. This man doesn't have the courage to state whether he supports something or opposes something. I have more respect for a man who says, I don't agree with Colin Kaepernick not standing during the national anthem. I have more respect for that kind of person than I do for a wishy-washy person that doesn't have the balls to take a position on the issue. That's just the way I see it. So he doesn't take a position because he doesn't want to anger anyone. He doesn't want to anger black people, and he doesn't want to anger his white sponsor, his white daddy. Basically, that's the situation. And many people are so cowardly. They're so weak because they are not motivated by principle. They are motivated by the bottom line, how much money something will put into their pocket. They're motivated by material things. They're motivated by endorsements, support, public support, and all that stuff. They're motivated by the white crowds that support these athletes who entertain. That's what he's motivated by. So that's why he doesn't have the courage to state his position. It's just weak, all around weak. And then his statement about us being all the same color is naive at best, to be nice. It's naive. And frankly, when you look at the conditions that black people face in this country, it's just outright stupid to say that we're all the same color. To say that basically that we're all human beings. And we understand, like on a biological level, that we are all part of the human family. We get that. But when we look at race as a social construct in this society, when we see the difference in treatment between black people and white people, when we see the vast disparities between black people and white people in terms of wealth, in terms of education, in terms of criminal justice, in terms of every aspect of life, health, education, all these areas, we can't say that we're all the same. When we look at how the police harass, brutalize, and kill black people with impunity, we can't say that we're all the same color. When the police see color when they see a black man, they don't see a fellow human being or a fellow American. They see a nigger in their eyes. They see a criminal when they see a black person. And they shoot us down because that's the way they see us. They see us as less than human. They see us as animals. And that's how they treat us. Otherwise, you wouldn't have all these killings of black people every other day. There's a new killing of a black person. Every other day, whether it's Sam Dubose, whether it's Philando Castile, whether it's Alton Sterling, whether it's Sean Bell, whether it's Eric Garner. Every other day there's a new person. Corinne Gaines, Rakia Boyd. Every other day it's a new person. And you had cities that were on fire with the rage of frustration and anger. On fire, cities like Ferguson and Baltimore and Milwaukee. And you have this imbecile actually try to pretend like all is well and that we're all the same. Has this Negro lost his mind? He either has lost his mind or he is completely sold out. And I'm going with the latter. Because I know that this guy knows better than what he's saying. He knows what's going on. But yet he wants to pretend like we're all the same color. Even if you were to say that biologically there's no difference between a black person and a white person, the society recognizes the difference between the two. And the society oppresses one and elevates another. That's what the society does. So we can't be blind to reality based on some ridiculous childlike idealism. I mean, the other day, a black teenage boy was killed by white supremacists in Oregon. This white supremacist provoked a fight with his brother, banged his head against a glass window at a 7-Eleven. The brother tries to defend himself by pulling out a knife. And what does this white supremacist do? He goes to his Jeep, and the brother starts to run away. Since he sees the white supremacist leaving, he tries to run away from the scene. This white supremacist proceeds to run this brother over with his car, killing that brother. Killing him. And this is in 2016, in the era where you got a black president and all that good stuff. Cam Newton needs to wake the hell up to the reality that black people face. We are not all the same. And he mentioned that we should do right by each other. Yeah, we should do right by each other. But this system, this white society doesn't do right by the black man. And it's time for you to wake up to that reality.